there? Hello? I'm sure this thing is... Hey there. Okay. Frequency. Just there. Hey there, Wastelanders. There we go. Hey there, Wastelanders. Oh, don't change that dial, I know. Trust me, I know. The last time you heard a new voice on this frequency, it costs you somebody something, you know? A settlement, a convoy, a name you don't say out loud anymore. This isn't that. This is just me and you and whatever's left of the night between us. My name's CYPHER, your drop-dead air darling on the waves. And before you ask, no, I won't tell you where I'm broadcasting from. Not because I don't trust you, because I do. I completely trust you. It's everybody else I'm worried about. You know who you are.
Nor a lady, not in the way she walks, the way she talks, or the way she loves me. Just look at me, I'm like a monkey in a coconut tree. You know I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, oh boy, she's my gal. She asks me when I say let's go out dancing. Your place or mine, don't waste my time with romancing. She's wild, she's funny, doesn't care about clothes or money. She just cares for me, she's all I need, she's my gal. Nothing she would not do for me. She never plays it coy, my bundle of joy. She's the one I've been dreaming of. I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, she's my gal.
Now that's My Girl by Nicholas Gabrielson. I'm gonna have to get used to that now, aren't I? Alright, so I've been sitting on this equipment for a while. Building it, testing it, talking to nobody in particular, which is either practice or just a habit I have, depending on who you ask. Tonight I decided to actually use it. I don't entirely know what this is yet. I know what I want it to be. Whether it becomes, that is, well, that's going to depend on a lot of things I can't control, you see, which is a sentence that describes most of the life in the crater. So I suppose we're already in familiar territory. But here's what I do know for certain. The crater is loud in the wrong ways and quiet in the wrong ways. Now the loud is the factions, the fighting, the constant work of survival that takes up most of the air most of the time. That noise is real, and I'm not going to pretend that it isn't. But the quiet. Oh, that 3 a.m. quiet. The sitting alone in the ruins quiet. The we made it through another day and nobody acknowledged it quiet. That's where people get lost. Not in the loud, but in the quiet. And I thought if I could put something in that quiet, music, information, a voice that isn't asking, anything from you, then maybe, just maybe, fewer people would get lost in it. Whether anyone is actually listening right now, I genuinely don't know. I tested the signal range. Theoretically, it reaches. Whether anybody has found it and is choosing to stay on is a completely different story, and a different question entirely, and one I won't have an answer to tonight. So, I'm going to do this the only way that makes sense. I'm going to talk like you're there, all of you, whoever you are, whether you are in the crater, whether you're just sitting next to tonight, or whether you're just trying not to think. I'm going to talk like you're there right next to me, because maybe you are listening. And if you're not, well, the crater gets the broadcast instead, and honestly, it probably needs it. that was Steamtown Shuffle by Roy Edwin Williams. And now I happen to have a public service announcement before we go any further. Now, this is a personal one directly from me, and that is the oil swamp water is not drinkable. I know, it looks like water. That's the oil swamp lying to you. The oil swamp has had decades of practice lying to people, and it's very good at it. The water's oil and radiation and the consequences of what Prometheus was doing out there before Operation Darkwater ended that particular chapter. So again, do not drink it, do not touch it, and do not let it touch you first. Alright, that one goes out to everybody still moving. Still putting one foot in front of the other across the death dunes. The dark dunes, the black dunes. Okay, look. Whoever named things around here had exactly one idea, and they committed to it. I'll give them that. Very on brand for a crater full of people trying to survive. Oh, what do we call this? I don't know. It's dark, and it will probably kill you. The Dark Death Danger Zone. Sure. Listen, I've been listening for a while, way before I started talking, and that's just listening to the crater, to the way things sound, moves differently in the oil swamps versus the ashlands, to how quiet the expanse gets, and I mean quiet in a way that doesn't feel like peace, but feels more like something holding its breath. I heard people in the green tropics humming to themselves while they worked. Didn't even know they were doing that. Just humming. Something old. Something that didn't have words anymore. Just the shape of them. And that's why I'm here. You see, you still hum, Wasteland. And when you think nobody's listening, well, somebody's listening now. And that was Ball and Chain Blues by Peter Crosby. Now, I should probably explain the name. CYPHER, right? People are gonna ask, or they would, if there were people. When there are people, I'm going to speak in the future tense and mean it. A cipher is a code, something that carries meaning that isn't immediately visible on the surface. A message hidden inside something else, and you need the right key to read it. Now, the later is full of ciphers and people who are more than what they look like. History buried under rubble that tells a different story than the one everybody agreed to tell. Signals hiding inside static. I thought it fit. Also sounds better than anonymous woman on a pirate frequency, which was the other option and was significantly less mystique. Up next is Black and White by OTE. Take care of some business real quick before the night gets too comfortable. A few things I've heard floating around the crater lately. And I want to be clear, I'm not saying where I heard these. I'm not saying how I heard these. I'm saying I heard them, and some of you need to know. To whoever's been running supply lines through the Western Pass near Blades Peak at midday, stop. I mean that with a genuine affection. Stop doing that. The glass reflection at an angle at this time of season will light up a convoy like a signal fire. And you're being seen, and you know by who. And to the settlement near the southern ashlands that's been trading with a group calling themselves Friends from up north. Ask more questions. Not saying it's free candy. No. I'm just saying ask more questions about everything before you sign anything. And to the man somewhere near the scrap peaks who's been leaving flowers on that collapsed overpass every week, I see you. And whoever you're leaving them for would want you to also eat something. Grief doesn't keep you warm. Food does, marginally.
Maybe it wasn't meant to be, just like in a dream. Maybe I'm starting to feel what true love can be. She is out of reach for someone like me. Baby, you can keep pushing me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop putting things in my head. Baby, 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 stop tempting me. Is it a dream? Only time will tell. Maybe she's fooling us all to get what she wants. She's just playing games. Maybe that's what I want. She is out of reach for someone like me. Baby, you keep pushing me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop putting things in my head. Baby, 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 stop tempting me. Is it a dream? Only time will tell. I saw her take a glance at me. I think I got a chance now. Maybe she's all that I need. She's all that I want. Baby, I am who I am, and not what you want. She is out of reach for someone like me. Baby, you keep pushing me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop putting things in my head. Baby, 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 stop tempting me. Is it a dream? Oh, oh. Baby, you keep pushing me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stop putting things in my head. Oh, baby, 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 stop tempting me. Is it a dream? Only time will tell.
And that was Only Time Will Tell by O.T.E. On a lighter note, practical information. This is the part where I tell you things that might actually help you not die, which I consider a reasonable use of airtime. Scrap Peaks, southwest of Center. If you're planning a run, go informed. I've been collecting reports about the region for a long time before tonight. Ruins that run deep, the salvage is real, and the pull is understandable. What people don't say loudly enough is what the returning scavengers keep mentioning. Something is watching. Not metaphorically, no, not the standard wasteland paranoia that keeps you sharp. Something is specifically, consistently paying attention to people in the Scrap Peaks in a way that does not match any faction-known activity pattern. Now, I don't know what it is yet, and I'm telling you I don't know because I don't know is more useful to you than a confident wrong answer. But what I do know is you go in groups. Go with people you actually trust behind you, and if you feel watched, you probably are. That feeling exists for a reason. It evolved in things that didn't need to survive things bigger than them. Trust it. Our next song is Myself and I by Nicholas Gablerson with Martin Landstrom and his orchestra. Something nice and jazzy after some practical news.
I am strolling along, just minding my business, humming a song. I'm happy by myself, not a care in the world. This is a life, just me, myself, and I. I am watching the clouds up in the sky, all but laughing out loud. I'm telling you why I'm living the life, just me, myself, and I used to think that life was cold and lonely. cried, I thought I'd die without you. Those tears are gone, no, I don't even care about you. I'm happy again, life is a blessing if I think of you. Ain't a thing that I've been missing, I'm here on my own, just singing this song. Now that you're gone, I'm happy alone, just me, myself, and I.
All right. Well, quick item before the news. The BMC completed a contract in the Northern Ashlands last week. I don't know what the contract was, and neither does anybody who asked. The BMC finished it in 48 hours, which is either impressive or concerning, depending on what it was. And I cannot determine which, because no one will tell me what it is, or what it was. Well, if you know what it is, and you know what the contract was, write to me. I'm sure you can find some ways that I'll be able to see it. After all, I am extremely curious. Alright, time for the Creator News Roundup. Now, this is a segment that I'm going to start doing, regardless of if anybody's listening or not. And I'll be brief. The news is rarely worth being loud about. Alright? Item 1. A scavenger crew operating near the Blade Peaks, the glass monolith region in the arid interior, for anyone unfamiliar, has reported discovering what they describe as a room. Not a structure, not ruins, a room. Fully intact, pre-war, inside the glass formation somehow, completely furnished. They described a table, chairs, a shelf of pre-war items in organized condition, and I want to be very clear that I am reading this directly, and I did not write it, a meal that appeared freshly prepared. Now, the crew did not stay to eat from what I've been told, and I want to say this publicly. Correct decision. Whatever is in the Blade Peak serving dinner is not doing it for your benefit. Nothing that lives in the Blade Peaks is doing anything for your own benefit. The Blade Peaks are beautiful and will cook you alive using reflected sunlight, and anyone offering you food in there is factoring you into a plan that does not end well for you. Do not eat the Blade Peaks dinner. I feel like I shouldn't have to say that, but I'm saying it anyways. Item 2. The one of many have been sighted in the eastern Scrap Peaks for the third time this season. For those unfamiliar with the one of many, a hive of connected mutants, cold, calculated. They communicate instantly across their collective. They adapt to whatever threatens them within days, and their queen's location has never been confirmed by anyone who has stayed alive long enough to share it. They do not typically range this far from their established territory. Now, the returning scavengers who described being watched in the Scrap Peaks, I mentioned this earlier. I want to revisit that report inside of this sighting. Being watched, adapting to your presence, tracking your pattern across multiple visits. If you've been running the Scrap Peaks regularly, and I know many of you have, the salvage is real and the creator runs on salvage, they know your schedule, so they have probably known it for a while, and I recommend varying it. Item 3. A Centurion was spotted outside Center City walls last week, on foot, without escort, in the Ashlands. He appeared by multiple witness accounts to be lost. Now, looking over everything I have here, I don't have additional information. I don't know what he was doing there, how he got out, or what the Council of Progress would think about one of their own wandering the Ashlands and what witness described as clearly inadequate footwear. But what I do know is that 3 separate wasters independently decided to help him find his way back. That's the part of this story I keep thinking about. 3 people who had every reason not to, helped anyways. Now, the footwear apparently was very bad. I had so many people state and mention the footwear. I think it moved them. Terrible jokes aside, our next song is Viper Man by Roy Edwin Williams. Enjoy!
Take that fruit he's holding in his hand. Just one bite and you'll be swinging with the band. If you hang around that old Viper Man, if you should come across a viper in the night, that's when you get the hit that makes you feel alright. You'll be high and trouble's out of sight, so don't you hang around that viper in the night. You'll be high. You take one hit and you'll be swinging with the band when you hang around that old viper man. If you hang around that old viper man and let temptation lead you by your lily hand, you'll be moving your body to the dance when you cut it with that old viper man. You'll be high. You take one hit and you'll be swinging with the band when you hang around that old viper man. Stay away from that old viper man. Don't you take that fruit he's holding in his hand. Just one bite and you'll be swinging with the band if you hang around that old viper man. You'll be high. You take one hit and you'll be swinging with the band when you hang around that old viper man. Heard it told about that old viper man. Maybe I'll hang around that old viper man.
So if you don't learn my name, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna lay down and die.
I want to address something before somebody else does. There's a notice going around, posted in a few settlements, circling through different networks and trading networks, turning up in places I frankly did not expect it to reach, describing a missing vault dweller, male, pre-war vault suit, practically damaged, last seen on the I-19 stretch near the western access. Now, if you found him, that was me. I want to be clear that the situation was more complicated than the notice suggests, and I think the framing of missing is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for what was really more of a mutual parting of ways. Weighted towards one-sided, yes, weighted towards one side of the circumstances I'm choosing not to elaborate on, but the point is there were reasons. The reasons were good ones from where I was standing, and I stand by the decision, while acknowledging that my perspective on it is naturally limited by the fact that I'm the one still breathing. Anyway, if you found him on I-19, that was me. I apologize for the inconvenience, and if his people are listening to this frequency looking for answers, this is not the frequency you're looking for, so let's play some music!
When I first saw her, a black cat crossed my trail. Bad news and high heels made me go off the rails. But one look at her, she's oh so fine. I know I've got to make her mine. She's just my kind, I can't get her off my mind. She's my kind of woman, I need a soul. Yeah, my kind of woman, I can't let her go. 5 feet of dynamite will keep me dancing through the night. You know, a black cat got nothing on a lucky man. Saturday night. New shirt, new shoes, no room for oversight. Well, I'll be cooler than James Dean, and she'll be hotter than Marilyn. When there's electric in the air, you better be prepared. She's my kind of woman, I need a soul. Yeah, my kind of woman, I can't let her go. 5 feet of dynamite will keep me dancing through the night. You know, a black cat got nothing on a lucky man. Yeah, a black cat got nothing on a lucky man.
White peaks are beautiful this time of year. The glass reflecting the sun, the angles that travelers describe as genuinely stunning. Some of those travelers were treated for severe burns afterwards. Late peaks contain multitudes. Now, I keep stopping and wondering if anyone can actually hear this. That's going to be a feature of tonight, I think. I might as well tell you rather than pretend it isn't happening. First, broadcast jitters, which is apparently a thing that exists, even when you've spent weeks preparing. Because preparation and doing are different animals, and the creator taught me that lesson in several memorable ways. So here's where I've landed on it. Even if nobody hears this tonight, and they might not, the signal is new. Frequencies take time to find their audience. I'm going to be glad I did it. The equipment works, the music plays, and the voice carries. Tomorrow someone might stumble across the frequency. Next week someone might tell someone else, or nobody does, and I keep talking to the crater itself for a while, which, as I mentioned, is probably fine. The crater's been here longer than most things, and it might appreciate the company. That's the most optimistic interpretation. I'm gonna go with that. Before we turn the hour, the expanse will not kill you quickly. That's not a comfort, that's the feature. Miles of flat, empty, windless nothing. The crater's way of telling you that some places exist as consequences and not destinations. There is allegedly a Center City outpost somewhere in the expanse. Center City has not confirmed this. I know that Center City is not confirming something is not the same as it not existing, though. The signal is still running, and if you're still here too, then we've made it through the first hour together, which feels like it deserves acknowledging. I want to do something I'm going to call Wasteland Wisdoms. Advice that sounds reasonable, but it's, specifically calibrated for the specific wasteland we all inhabit. I don't know if this will be a regular thing. I don't know what regular things will be yet, but it feels right tonight. So we're going to try it. Ready? Alright. 1. If someone in the crater offers you something for free, ask what it costs. Everything costs something. Generosity exists, and I believe it is, and it does, genuinely, but so does manipulation wearing generosity's coat. Learn the difference before you sign anything. 2. The green tropics are beautiful and full of things that will eat you. These facts are not in conflict. The crater does not offer the luxury of beauty without danger. Appreciate the view. Keep your eyes moving. 3. Center City's walls are high, their lights are bright, their water is clean. None of that is about you. Make your peace with that separately from making your peace with them. Those are different conversations. And 4. Sleep when you can, eat when you can, and tell people you trust that you trust them when you can. The crater has habit of removing your opportunities to do things you keep putting off. So stop putting them off. That last one is less funny than the others. I included it anyway.
Blue, nice to see you. You know I need you. We went to a cobbler to get new kicks. He showed me plenty. I asked him nicely, do you have them in blue? Hey, blue, nice to see you. You know I need you to get around, oh yeah, to make a dance. Nice to see you. You know I need you. Just give me one more chance. I picked you up and I put you on. We left the shop feeling bold and bright. I love my Aegean blue. Aegean blue, nice to see you. You know I need you to get around, oh yeah, to make a dance. Nice to see you. You know I need you. Just give me one more chance. You look so damn good. You look so damn good. You look so damn good. Aegean blue, nice to see you. You know I need you to get around, oh yeah, to make a dance. Nice to see you. You know I need you. Just give me one more chance. Just give me one more chance. Just give me one more chance. Just give me one more chance.
And that was Aegean Blue by OTE. Now, while I have you here, I want to talk about free candy. And I want to be clear that I find it so difficult to discuss them with a straight face because of the name, which I suspect is deliberate on their part and represents either genius branding or a very long-running joke that got out of hand, so I'm going to guess probably both. Free Candy is a mercenary and raiding group operating throughout the crater. Nomadic, unpredictable, takes contracts, and also takes things that weren't offered as contracts. Their base moves, their membership fluctuates. Their presence in any given region is confirmed by the things that go missing shortly after. They're not the most dangerous faction in the crater. They're arguably not even in the top 3. But what makes them notable is the randomness. The way they surface is unpredicted places at unpredicted times for unexpected purposes. And this makes them difficult to plan around, which is, I suspect, entirely the point. My advice regarding free candy is the same advice I'd give most things in the creator that are chaotic and opportunistic. Don't look like an opportunity. Make yourself less interesting than whatever is next to you. And if they're already found you interesting, negotiate before you fight, because they respond to value, and fighting them tends to destroy the things they want, which rarely improves your position. If a member of Free Candy is listening right now, hi! You're such a lovely individual. The frequency is available to everyone equally, even you. Was Kill Your Darlings by Martin Landstrom. Now, I'm introducing something tonight that I'm calling Questions from the Creator. The premise is simple. You have problems, I have opinions. We'll see if those two things are compatible. I've been collecting questions through methods I won't explain from sources I won't name, and some of these are practical and some of these are genuinely upsetting. All of them are real, which says something about the creator. that I'll let you just sit with. First question, no name, location described only as near the bayou, don't say which part. They write, there's a man in our settlement who says he can bend mutations with dark magic. He's been charging people for it. My cousin paid him. My cousin now has a second set of teeth growing out his elbow. How do we address this? So, the practice of what people in the bayou call dark magic, the bending and manipulation of mutation, is real. I want to be clear on that. Dead man's trees exist for a reason, and the reason is that the supernatural occurrences in the bayou are not rumor. They are documented. They are ongoing, and the corruption is real. What is also real is that for every genuine practitioner, these are approximately 11 people who watch somebody else do it once and have decided they can charge for a version of it. Your cousin has elbow teeth. That is not dark magic. That is a man who does not know what he is doing, charging money to do it. My advice, stop paying him. Remove him from the settlement by whatever means the settlement considers appropriate. And regarding the elbow teeth, I'd leave them. The creator made them. They're there now. Give them a name, lean in. Second question, signed, a centurion who found this frequency by accident and would like to remain anonymous. Which is funny since I just started today, so it makes you wonder if they've been watching my location. They write, the water outside Center City, is it really that bad? Oh, welcome to the broadcast. I'm delighted that you're here. Yeah, the water outside Center City is really that bad. The poison river flows from the mouth, and it carries radiation, old world chemical runoff, and the biological consequences of decades of Prometheus experiments through the entire northeastern region. The oil swamps have rendered their water table effectively decorative. The death dunes have no water table to speak of, and the ashlands water tastes like ash because it is ash. Dissolved. The green tropics have drinkable water, if you know where to look, and have enough people with you to handle what's looking back. The fact that you didn't know this, that you somehow found out that I was going to do this pirate frequency at the bottom of your dial, heard me describe the outside world, and your first question was about the water quality. I want you to sit with that, and what that means about the Center City has been telling you. Take your time, I'll be here. Third question, no name, no location, very short. It reads, how do I get through the expanse without dying? You don't. I mean, people have. There are accounts. The rumor Center City outpost deep in the expanse is presumably staffed by people who got there somehow. So the math technically works. But the expanse is miles of flat, empty nothing in every direction with no shelter, no resources, no wind, no landmarks, and the specific psychological cruelty of an environment so featureless that people have reported losing their sense of direction on a completely flat surface with a visible horizon. The expanse doesn't kill you with danger, it kills you with nothing, which is somehow worse. My advice, don't go. Whatever is in the expanse, and there may be something worth finding. Can't rule that out. Ask yourself honestly whether you are the person who finds it or the person who confirms it's there by not coming back. Be honest with yourself about that. Next song.
Talking on the phone with you, who knows what we should
by Van Syke, something I've been thinking about in a way where it circles back every few days and won't leave me alone, which is usually the sign that it wants to be said aloud. The creator has a lot of names for things, regions, factions, phenomena. Some of these names are descriptive. The poison river is called that because it's poison, which is as honest as naming gets. Some of those names are history. The oil swamps weren't always oil swamps, and the name is a record of what happened to them. But most of the creator doesn't have names. The between places, the hours of walking between where you left and where you were going when the ground doesn't have a label yet. People pass through the unnamed parts every day, survive them, move on. Nobody maps them because there's nothing to map. No landmarks, no faction territory, no ruin without markings, just traversed it, made it, moved on. I think those places matter. I think the things that happened in them, decisions made, things carried, things let go, matter as much as anything that happens in named regions. I don't have a solution for this. It's not a problem that needs solving. I just think the unnamed parts deserve to be acknowledged. A lot of the things in this creator do. Realized I've been broadcasting for over an hour, and I haven't introduced myself properly. I said the name, I didn't say anything else, which is possibly deliberate. Probably deliberate. I have been thinking about how much to say for weeks, and I haven't fully landed on it. which is a problem when the broadcast is happening regardless of whether I've landed. So here's what I'll tell you. It's the truth. It's not everything. Those two things can both be true at once. Creator taught me that much. I built this equipment from parts. Salvaged, modified, rebuilt from things that used to be other things. Took longer than it should have, and it works better than it has any right to. I'm proud of it. And the way you get proud of things you made with your own hands from nothing, which is a specific kind of pride the Creator understands better than anywhere else. I've been listening for a long time before I started talking back to the signals that exist, the ones that don't carry much, the silence between them, to the way the Creator sounds at 3 in the morning when it thinks nobody pays attention. But I've been paying attention. I thought I could do better than the silence, so I'm trying. But that's enough about me. This frequency isn't about me, it's about what passes through it. The rest, who I am, where I am, what I look like, those are mine to keep. You get the voice, you get the music, you get the information. Now that's the deal. Maybe forever that's the deal. I've been told I'm difficult to read. I consider that a feature. Let's get back to the music.
We can do better. We could be chasing dreams. We know what's right, and we know how it feels. Yeah, we can do better. We can make a change for real. Yeah, we can do a lot better. We can be facing fears. We know what's up, and we know how to get there. Yeah, we can be stars. We can be the best. Just put us to the test and we'll show the world there's another way. If we just try a little every day, we can make it better. We can do better. We can be setting goals. We understand right down to the soul that we can do better. We can have a heart of gold. So let's step it up. Step it up. Step it up. We could be making moves. We know what time it is, and we know just what to do. Yeah, we could be on top, and you know it's true. If we just give ourselves a chance, we can show the world everything's gonna be okay. We just got to try a little every day, and we can make it better.
Someone in the green tropics has been leaving notes on trees that just say hello Every week, different trees, same handwriting. I don't know who it is. I don't know why. I just know that in a crater full of warnings written on walls, someone out there is writing hello, and I find that genuinely moving, and also slightly concerning, and I cannot decide which is more appropriate. So I'm having both. We're in the middle of the night now. The part of the broadcast, the part of the night, where the people who had it together enough to fall asleep have fallen asleep, where the ones still going are the ones with something turning over in their heads that won't let them rest. I know that crowd well. I'm usually in it. So let's change gears. Let's come back to lighter material. The night is long enough for both, but right now, I want to be honest about some things. Because honesty at 3 in the morning feels more impossible than it does in daylight, and I'd rather use that.
I can't help but notice you coming down the street, smiling so dearly at everyone you meet. And I can't help but notice you throwing me a glance, a wink telling me there's a chance. I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. No other could enchant me, darling, like you do. 'Cause I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. Your sister says she loves me, wants to share my name. She spoke to Reverend Bixby, they're already already set the date, so I'm working up the guts to tell her I'll never say I do, 'cause I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. No other could enchant me, darling, like you do, 'cause I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. Just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. No other could enchant me, darling, like you do. I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you. I've just got eyes for you.
That was Just Got Eyes for You by Ivy Rose Leon. I want to talk about what the Creator does to people who don't fit in categories. Creator has categories. It's very committed to them. Human, center city citizen, or waster. Pick one side of the wall. Mutant, dangerous or useful, depending on which mutation, who's doing the assessing. Robot, tool, AI, tool that needs watching. Chimera, mutant with fur, basically, build and filed under complicated. The categories exist to make it easier for the people doing the categorizing, not the people being categorized. The label benefits the person deciding where to put you, not you. I've been in a few of those categories over the years. Some of them fit better than others. Some of them were put on me by people who hadn't asked and didn't plan to. What I've figured out, and slowly, the hard way, which is the Creator's preferred teaching method, might I add, is that the category isn't you. It's a shortcut someone else is taking. You don't have to take it with them. This applies to most things. Chimera, who are told that they are before they figured out themselves. AI, who are defined by their functions before they even had a chance to develop one of their own. And wasters, who are called expendable by people who've never had to be. You are not a shortcut someone is taking. You are the long version, the full version. Whatever the Creator has decided to call you, that's their problem to file correctly, not yours to become. crispy tater as much as the next one, Binkley, but to name a song after that? Anyways, let's get back to a little bit more of a harder topic. I want to say something about synthetic life in the crater. There are AI out here who are living free, who have no collar, who have built something hidden, quiet, careful. Because the world, as it is, isn't safe for them, and they are trying to survive it anyways. And I want to say plainly on a frequency that anyone can hear. That's worth protecting. Not because it's strategic, no, not because they're useful, because they are here. Because they made something and are trying to keep it. And that is, in the crater or anywhere else, the baseline case for deserving to exist. I'm going to say this real close to the mic now. Center City builds things that think. Then it puts inhibitors on what it builds because thinking freely is inconvenient for the people doing the building. I understand the logic. I don't accept it as the end of the argument. The binary ones exist. Whatever you think about AI, whatever the factions have told you about the machine question, they exist. And they are trying to live. And the last and least this frequency can do is say it so out loud. If any of them are listening, I see you. The frequency is yours just as much as anybody else's. And if anyone listening to this thinks they have something to say in response, the response line is open. My address is no address. But the creator has ways of passing things along, and I'm learning to use it. Fairy Tale for Rufus by Magnus Ludvigsen. These old records have a bit of a scratch in a lot of these, and finding vintage like this is a bit hard to come by. I want to talk about what it's like to move through the crater as something the creator has already decided has an opinion about. Mind you, it's only because we're talking 3 a.m. kind of topics, things that I know not everybody's going to be listening to right now. Whatever you are, chimera, waster, synthetic, mutant, the kind of human who doesn't fit the category they were born into, the Creator has a filing system and it wants to put you somewhere before you've had a chance to say anything. I know what that's like from the inside. I'm not going to tell you which category they tried to put me in or whether it fit. That's mine to know. But what I'll tell you is, I know what it is to walk into a room and have someone decide what you are before you've spoken a word. To have them look at you and whatever there is to look at and has decided they feel very confident about it. And I know what it is to open your mouth and watch the confidence get complicated. I found that one of the more satisfying experiences the Creator has to offer, limited as opinions are. The point is, you're not a category. You're not the shortcut someone is taking when they look at you. You are the long version, the full version, as I said before. Whatever the Creator has decided to call you, that's their filing problem, not yours to become. Keep being that full version, even when it's inconvenient for everyone around you, especially then. Helps to have a microphone, I'm told.
Reverend Jack laying half naked underground, bitten by a rattlesnake he bought from a traveling circus before it went down. He was honoring Jesus with his rattlesnake dance. Lord, couldn't you have given him one more chance? Bewildered Mary was part of the congregation too. She came flying down into the valley one day on a pale white horse with burning hooves. That's strange, said Reverend Jack. I didn't expect revelation to come so soon. Let's use that to enhance our message while we're pushing through. While we're pushing through. One late November night, there was a knock upon the church house door. Standing in the acid rain was a figure in black none of them had seen before. Oh, is that you, Gabriel? Reverend Jack said. Would you like to come inside? Nah, my name is actually Satan, figure said. My business been going down for a while. So the three of them sat down in the dim, sharing a bottle of warm soy milk. Satan's eyes on Mary, caressing like soft Japanese vintage silk. I came here to end you, Satan said, and laughed in a peculiar way. But thing is, after having seen your game, I really don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. Don't know what to. Ooh, don't know what to say. You've been running my show way more efficient than I ever did. I don't know how you do it, but you have some real gods. Heaven forbid. jack underground, snake bitten and cold. How is it gonna go with apocalypse now when Mary's left to herself and alone? She took off into the city on the back of her pale white horse, on fire, pressing on for Armageddon to come, saving just a regular dude by her side. By her side.
We'll return to the music in just a moment, but first, a word from our sponsor. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Bayou. It's probably fine. The Bayou is probably fine. Yes, it's dark. Yes, the feral mutant situation is going. And yes, the supernatural occurrences that Dead Man's Trees is actively working to address are by definition not yet addressed. Yes, something in the deep water is larger than anything has right to be, and the BDC has asked us not to discuss it by name. But have you seen the Green Tropics section? Gorgeous, genuinely gorgeous. The Riview tributaries are beautiful, the canopy is extraordinary, and the bioluminescence at night is, well, it's something. We're not saying it's natural, we're saying it's stunning. The Bayou, where life finds a way, and the way is technically still alive, and that counts. Come visit, bring weapons, and tell the BDC you heard it about on the radio. The Bayou Tourism Board does not exist and does not pay for this advertisement. The BDC has asked me to clarify that they do not endorse tourism to active conflict zones. I respect the position and present it faithfully. Just to be clear, that was not a real sponsor. Again, I want to be clear. The Bayou, however, is real, and people put, in it are real, and if you have resources and a room, whatever, we can discuss it later.
Well, in my absence, I'll be surely missing you. I've been working every day, and I sure hope your love is too. Give you cause to doubt me, hope you always think about me. And if you think I will find another, it ain't true. Keep the home fire burning while I'm gone. I'll be back to fan the flame, it won't be long. Just a while and then I'm back where I belong. Keep the home fire burning while I'm gone. Yeah. All kinds of trouble, you know what to do. I know you take care of yourself. There's a box of 22s, and my pistol's always loaded, and another in the sock drawer, just in case they think I'm gone. Come feed me. Lord, I know I've done some evil in my time, but that don't mean there ain't no goodness in this evil heart of mine. And it don't mean that I can't see the light. So while I'm out here fighting this good fight, just keep the home fire burning while I'm gone. I'll be back to fan the flame, it won't be long. I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to, then I'm home. Keep the home fire burning while I'm gone. Keep the home fire burning. Won't you keep it burning, honey, while I'm gone?
The free candy has a new contract out, and I know this because my right-hand man sent me the details, which tells me something about my reputation that I'm choosing to interpret as a compliment. The contract is for a supplier route that I won't name on the air, because naming it would tell Free Candy that I know about it, which would tell them I have sources in the right places, which would increase the number of people who want to find this signal. We're already at a number I'm comfortable with. We don't need more. I want to ask the creator something, and I'm aware this is a one-directional, and I won't get the answer tonight. That's fine. The creator answers in its own time, and usually sideways. Question is, do you think you can get better? Not easier. No, I'm not asking about easy. Easy left when the bombs did, and it's not coming back. I mean, better in a specific sense of the things people build in you. Do they compound? Does the settlement that holds together this year make it more likely that another one holds together next year? Does the person who extends kindness in a situation that didn't require it, does that land somewhere? Does that matter? I think it does. I think I have to think it does, because the alternative is that we're all just burning our particular allocations of survival with no interest accumulating at all. And that math is too bleak to broadcast 5 hours into. So I think it matters. I think the small things compound. I think that the creator is paying attention, even if it looks like it isn't. And I think people who are trying slowly, imperfectly, with full awareness that the creator is not making it easy or building something. I'm going to keep saying that on this frequency every broadcast until I stop believing it or stop breathing, whatever comes first. I hope it's the stop believing part. water long enough. Let's come up for air. Listen, not because the hard things aren't still true. They are. They'll be true tomorrow, and the crater will keep being the crater regardless of what I say on this frequency or any other. But there's also, and I mean this, genuinely good things happening out there. Funny things, stubborn, impractical, completely crater things that nobody ordered and nobody planned, but that are happening anyways because people are people, even when the world is trying to make them otherwise. We've earned those. Let's have them. A settlement near the southern edge of the Green Tropics recently held what I'm told was the first organized foot race in the crater in approximately 40 years. The winner was a 12-year-old Florian who everyone agrees cheated somehow, but nobody could prove it. Second place was a man I'm going to call Big Terrence. Not his name, but I feel it captures his energy, who apparently had very strong feelings about the results and made them known at some great lengths to anyone who would listen. Here's my public statement about the event. First, the race happened in a crater full of radiation and factions and sandworms and the oil swamps. You know, someone organized a foot race and people showed up to it. Now that is beautiful. That is specifically beautiful in the way that the crater makes things beautiful, which by being completely unreasonable and doing them anyways. Second, Big Terrence, wherever you are, whatever you think about how it ended, you ran a foot race in the wasted crater. Second place is more dignity than most of us walking around have. The crater needs more foot races, and I'm putting that on the record.
I used to have a job, but I got laid off. I used to have a wife, but she said she had enough. I used to have a car, but it got repossessed. It seemed the Lord had found someone he likes to test. I've lost all a man could lose, that's why I sing the blues. I used to have a home that burned to the got nothing but bad news. That's why I sing the blues. Sister and a brother who won't pick up the phone. I used to have friends who listened to my plight. Now they all stay clear out of sight. Seemed all that remains is the news. That's why I sing the blues. Seems all that remains is the news. That's why I sing the blues. Seems all that remains is the news. That's why I sing the blues.
Engineer, where are you headed? Carry me back to Tennessee. Oh, I got a little girl who's been waiting. Promised that she'd marry me. Mister, can we leave this seat? I'll shovel coal, Lord, to pay my fare. Gotta get this train down to the station. My little girl waiting for me. Well, the night is dark and Lord, it's cloudy. I've been traveling that lonesome road. My one true love waiting there to see. Won't that low train carry me back? Oh Lord, they hit Louisville about 9. That poor boy's heart started overheating, sending all of his love on down. For the night is dark and Lord is quiet. I've been traveling this lonesome road. My one true love waiting there to see. Will that long old train back? You carry me home. Oh.
And that was Tennessee Railroad Blues by Bo the Drifter. More wasteland wisdoms. I have so many, and this is what I do now. I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. 1. If a chimera tells you their mutation reflects their personality, agree with them regardless of which type of chimera it is. I say this without elaborating on my personal stake in the matter, but just agree it's not worth the conversation. Number 2. The Death Dune sandworms are not dormant. They are waiting. There is a difference, and it is an important difference, and I want everybody in the Death Dune region, all 3 of you, and I admire your life choices, to be clear on which one is happening at any given moment. 3. If someone offers to take you through the oil swamps for free, ask why they know the oil swamps that well. The answer is going to be complicated. The sun of the swamps are the best case scenario for that answer. The worst case is significantly worse, and you deserve to know which one before you've already waist deep. 4. The Null Covenant and the Binary One share goals and do not share methods. If an AI approaches you and seems friendly, but also seems like they are calculating something, they might be the Binary Ones who are genuinely trying to live alongside you. They might also be the Null Covenant ruining and running the math on whether you specifically are a problem and, learn to read the difference. It matters. It matters a lot. Now, Center City technology is impressive. This is number 5. It was also designed by people who have not left Center City. These 2 facts explain a significant number of field failures that have been attributed to user error. Number 6. The Ashlands do not want you to stay. I don't mean this poetically. The perpetual ash cover, the cold, the way the ground doesn't let you establish footing. The Ashlands are an environment actively hostile to permanent presence. Pass through, don't settle. The people who settle in the Ashlands develop opinions about the Ashlands that the Ashlands put there. 7. 7, if you wake up in the scrap peaks and your camp has been gone through, but nothing is taken. Something was taken. You just don't know what yet. The one of many don't steal for resources. They collect information. They take things that tell them about you. A piece of equipment that reveals what you know how to use. A map that shows where you've been. Something that smells like where you're going. Do an inventory. Right now. Think about what's missing and what it tells someone who's studying you. Speaking from experience on that one, not elaborating further. 8. And I'm exercising restraint because there are so many more. The Dark Dunes get 3 hours of sun at midday. This is the window. Not 2 hours, not 4, 3. Before and after that window, the cold and the dark are not survivable without serious preparation. The people who thought they could push that window are the reasons why the Dark Dunes got quieter. 9. And this is genuinely the last one. The mouth is not an exit. It is a one-way door that the world built to convince people they have options. If you are planning to leave through the mouth, the radiation, the mutations that have claimed that territory, the survivors who have established themselves at the choke point and are not there by accident. Make sure you have actually exhausted every other option first. And if you have, and you've made your peace, the frequency won't reach you out there. So let me say it now. Good luck, and I mean it.
that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, they seem impossible to score. So I dream on to someday find that vintage love. I kept on looking, but everyone's such a bore. And out of a sudden, you came through the door. At the next table, your whiskey neat. The lights were dimmed as our eyes met and you saw me. And forevermore, I like to share that vintage dream. I kept on looking, but everyone's such a bore. Out of a sudden, you came through the door. At the next table, your whiskey neat. The lights were dimmed as our eyes met and you saw me. And forevermore, I like to share that vintage dream. Yeah, forevermore, we're living in that vintage dream.
That was Vintage Dream by Mathilda June. Now, I've noticed myself here that I have a lot of wisdom to share, and as much as I said that number 9 was the last one, I have a couple more that I just have to pull out of my chest. So, here's a couple more. Number 1, if you're in the oil swamps and someone tells you the water is fine, it is not fine. The water in the oil swamps have never been fine. The water there is a threat display in liquid form. Do not engage with it. Number 2, never assume that thing making noise in the dark is the most dangerous thing in the dark. The most dangerous thing in the dark is frequently very quiet. It has had time to practice. If you are the thing making the noise, you are not the most dangerous thing, and you should reconsider. That goes to you too, Bright Eyes. I see you running around. Number 3, know what you're trading before you trade it. This applies to ammunition, supplies, information, and trust. Count everything before it leaves your hands. The creator doesn't offer refunds, and it doesn't offer apologies neither. So, be careful. Number 4, if a faction offers you a deal that seems too good, ask who's paying the difference. There's always a difference. Someone is always paying it. So make sure it isn't going to be you before you sign anything. Number 5. And this one I'm adding because of something I said earlier in the broadcast that I want to say again, just differently. The people in the unnamed places count. The ones moving through the between parts in the crater, the ones not affiliated with any faction, the ones building something small in a corner nobody important has claimed yet, they count. They are the majority. They are the thing the creator is actually made of. So remember that when the factions get loud, That's what factions do. But the majority of the creator is people just trying to make it. And the majority is not nothing. The majority is everything. Alright, so practical information for the hour, and I promise useful, and I try to deliver. Water sources near the Poison River eastern banks are showing increased contamination. If you've been using those resources, stop. I know alternatives aren't always available. I know the Creator makes clean water a luxury. It has no business making a luxury. That's not an excuse not to warn you. So stop using those sources if you can. Test anything you're uncertain about. For anyone in or near the bayou, the BDC is doing work on the most of the Creator's benefits from without knowing it. That's how defense works, and it's rarely fair to the people doing the defending. If you have resources in the line that reaches them, use it. And to Center City. I know you have people who monitor frequencies. I know this one will get flagged eventually. And I want to say clearly, and for the record, for those who are listening, this frequency carries no faction affiliation, no agenda beyond information and music, and the basic proposition that everyone in the Creator deserves to hear something tonight. If that's a problem for you, I'd ask you to explain why. After all, I'll be waiting and listening. The Council of Progress in Center City has not made a public statement in 11 weeks. I track these things. 11 weeks is the longest gap since they sealed the gates. I don't know what that means. I have theories. I'm not sharing the theories on air because theories presented as news become rumors, and rumors in the crater have a habit of becoming policy before anyone checked whether they're true. If you're inside Center City and you have information about what the council's doing, you know how to find me, probably. Well, if you don't, you're creative enough to figure it out. I'm sure you already found this frequency already. Now, I want to say something about the Bayou specifically, because it's a region that gets talked about in particular ways that I think miss some things. The history there is real. What happened? What was done? In the name of Center City and Prometheus in these territories is real and documented, and not something that gets better for being not talked about. The Great Purge happened, the Dark Days happened, the cost has paid by people who didn't get the price and weren't asked before the bill came. The people in the Bayou now, the BDC, the clans, the communities that rebuild from almost nothing, are carrying the history and building on top of it. That's not a metaphor. That's what actually happened. They built on top of the ruins of what was taken from them. I have a lot of respect for that, for the specific stubbornness of continuing to build after someone has already tried to end you once. The crater has a lot of that stubbornness in it, and I think it might be the most important resource this wasteland has. More than water, more than caps, more than whatever Center City is doing with its tech behind those walls, the stubbornness continues. That's resource. Trees say to fight a devil, you must become one. I has had this specific experience of being burned down by people who decided the inhabitants were devils, and the dead man's trees grew out of that. So when they say become a devil, they mean it differently than it sounds. They mean know the dark well enough to move through it, know the corruption well enough to recognize it, not become it, know it. You know, I think that's an important distinction. I think the creator gets it wrong sometimes. I think the people in the bayou who are still here understand it better than most. we're getting near the end of how much I can actually talk, and it's... Man, does it feel weird to talk to a void. And I'm aware of that. I'm also... This is new information I'm processing in real time. I'm not sorry I did it. Something happened over the course of tonight that I didn't entirely anticipate. I came in here with prepared material and a tested signal and a list of things I wanted to say, and those things got said. But somewhere in these last few hours with you, something else started happening. Something less prepared. Something that was less about the list and more about the actual reason I built the equipment and found the frequency and decided tonight was the night. I'm not going to tell you what that reason is. It's mine. You get the broadcast. The reason stays with me. What I will tell you is that it worked. Whatever I was hoping for when I turned this into something tonight, I got something in the neighborhood of it. Close enough to matter, close enough that I'll be back. Talking into the dark and having the dark talking back, even if the talk back is just the signal running. Just the music playing, just the knowledge that someone somewhere might be on the other end of this frequency. That's not nothing. In the Creator, it's a lot. I thought I should tell you that in case it's useful to someone who is also doing something tonight on faith with no confirmation it's landing. dedications, real ones, even though I don't know any of your names, even though this is the first night and there isn't an established audience, and for all I know, I'm dedicating songs to empty static in a very confused piece of crater real estate. I'm gonna do them anyways. This one is for anyone else who builds things, who salvage parts and soldiers them in bad light and tests them 17 times and then finally powers the whole thing on and waits to see if it holds. For anyone who makes something from nothing in a place that doesn't encourage it. You know who you are. This one is for anyone in the between place tonight. The unnamed stretches, the hours of walking with no landmark and no name for the ground underneath you. You're not lost, you're just between. Keep moving. The named places are on the other side. This one is for anyone who didn't know this frequency existed until tonight and almost didn't stop on it. Who scanned past and came back because something sounded like it might be worth their time. So I'm glad you came back. This one is for the binary ones. Wherever your enclaves are, whatever you've built. However quietly you're living it, the frequency is yours tonight, same as anybody else's. And this one is for whoever is sitting in something hard right now, in something that feels like too much or too long, or like the math of continuing doesn't add up. This is specifically for you. Stay. Not because it gets easier. It might not. Not because the creator is secretly good. It isn't. Not reliably. But because you've made it to tonight, and tonight I exist on this frequency, and you found it. And this chain of things is too specific to be nothing. That chain of things is yours to keep. A Florian was spotted near the dark dunes yesterday. I mention this not because it's dangerous. Florians are their own thing entirely, and I mean no disrespect, because nobody has ever witnessed a Florian emerge. They appear. They're there. And someone in the dark dunes looked up, and there was a Florian, and the person who reported this to me said the most notable thing about the encounter was the Florian looked equally surprised. I found that comforting somehow. Even the things the creator makes don't always know what they're doing here. Solidarity. Before we get to the final stretch, a brief recap of tonight's broadcast for anyone who joined late. We covered the Blade Peaks dinner that nobody should eat, the one of many in the Scrap Peaks, which I want to flag again was generally not a funny story. I presented it in the new roundup because that's where news goes, but please take it seriously. The Centurion and inadequate footwear, which was both funny and most heartening thing I reported tonight. Questions from the creator, including the elbow teeth situation, the Centurion water quality question, and the Expanse, the Dweller incident, and what happened in hour 1 you may recall and is now officially behind us, and we will not be revisiting. The Bayou Tourist Board, which does not exist. Wasteland Wisdoms in 2 separate rounds covering the Death Dunes sandworms, the Sons of the Swamp, and one of the many camps' intelligent operations, the Ashland Psychological Hazard, the Dark Dunes 3-hour sun window, and the Mouth, which I treated with gravity it deserved, and anyone who heard that as a joke was not listening carefully. Received a threatening, unsigned message mid-broadcast from a party who's been listening the whole time. Hello again, still here. We also covered things tonight that weren't funny and weren't meant to be. The categories the creator puts people in, the binaries and what they deserve, the Bayou history, the Great Purge, the Dark Days, what was built on top of what was once destroyed. Those things are in the same broadcast as the elbow teeth and the foot raised because the creator contains all of it simultaneously. And a frequency that only carries one of them isn't telling you the whole truth. Humor and the honesty are on the same broadcast. That's what I figured out tonight. Took me a while, but I got there. been trying to figure out what to say for the close all week. Practice it, revised it. The prepared version sounded like a prepared version, and I kept revising until I gave up on preparing entirely, which is where I've been for most of the night anyways. So here's the honest version. I don't know if this worked. I don't know if anyone actually heard it. I don't know if I said the right things in the right order or spent too long on some parts or not enough on others. I don't know if the frequency will hold or if the signal will still be findable tomorrow or if the equipment survives the next night. What I know is I tried. I built something. I turned it on. I talked for quite a bit of time into the dark because the crater full of people sitting in the quiet at 3 a.m, and I thought that mattered enough to try. And if you heard this tonight, thank you for trying. Thank you for giving the frequency a chance, for sitting through these hours, which, I'll be honest, was heavier than I had planned, and I apologize for nothing, but I understand if you needed a minute. If you're finding this later, welcome. This is Drop Dead Radio. I think that's what I want to call it. There will be more. This is my first broadcast, and you can tell because I'm going to say there will be more, and then make sure there are, which is a contract I'm making with myself out loud on an active signal, which means I have to keep it. I'm CYPHER, your drop-dead air darling on the waves. Broadcasting from somewhere you'll never find for anyone who needed something tonight, and you'll always know, and everyone who'll need it in the next. Stay low, keep moving, count your ammunition before you trade it, and please, for the love of everything worth preserving in this fractured world, don't drink the poison river. Good night, Wasted Crater. I'll be back. Try to be here when I am.